Show 4, Around the Water Cooler, brought to you by Advanced Refreshment Solutions. Looking for refreshment that's a step above the rest? Dive into Advanced Refreshment Solutions, whether you crave the crisp bite of cold ice, sparkling water, or the bold taste of their unique blends of electrolyte and minerals. They are your go-to source for all your refreshment needs. Get in touch with our guy and former Michigan baseball player, Mike Muir. He is the man over at Advanced Refreshment Solutions, online at advancedrefreshments.com. Advanced Refreshments, the official hydrator of the Big 1050 WTKA. And we might need a little bit of water after this segment. It is time for our guy, Sam Webb.
Yes,
Everybody's
sir.
been asking for this, Sam. You said
Yes, sir.
make it a fourth quarter game. We wanted
we
wanted this Sam Webb. So Sam, take it away.
Yes, sir. I told you guys all week that Ryan Day, if you make it to the fourth quarter, did I not tell you the man's butt would pucker? Did I not tell you that his sphincter muscle would show live on national television? I think I said it. I think you saw it. Did you not see the man look red? Did you not see the constipation kind of show on national television?
He needed more Just for Men.
I made it very, very clear that the jury, which was me, had rendered a verdict years ago, but they called me Scam Webb. They said that you don't know what you're talking about. They said that I was cheating the people when I was doing a charitable service to the entire state of Ohio by telling them the coach that they had was an imitator, that he was a stranger, that he was not a real one when it came to the coaching superiority that they previously had there in Columbus. Now, I will give Urban Meyer his due. He was a guy who was a real one. He was a guy who had the technical proficiency. He had the X's and O's superiority. And when it came to the coaching psychology, he had that makeup too. But what we realized is once Jim Harbaugh, once he got some guys in, his coaching staff together, and he built his culture the way he needed to punch Ryan Day in the mouth, that he wasn't about that life. And what Sharon Moore realized last year is that if he could come in and deliver a few punches as well, that Ryan Day couldn't stand up to him either. And that was the revelation this year. And I want to call out Gus and Joel a little bit right now.
You should.
Because Gus and Joel fell into the trap too.
What up, though?
See, Gus and Joel, over the course of the game, just like everyone else, and this is where I'll cut them some slack. Everyone was looking at the Ohio State roster, breaking it down and talking about all the talent. It is one of the most talented rosters that we've seen. But as we got deep into the fourth quarter, they started talking about the coaching genius of Sharon Moore. Why did we have to wait until the fourth quarter to start talking about Sharon Moore's coaching genius? If his coaching genius was evident in the fourth quarter, clearly there were some elements of it that were there before the game. But see, that's some front-running tendency that I saw there. They were talking up Ryan Day in a manner in which he did not deserve, because Sharon Moore coached circles around Ryan Day last year. Remember in that game where there were some fourth down calls?
Oh, the substitute teacher game.
Yeah, absolutely. Where Sharon Moore made it clear that when it's time to show toughness as a coach, I'm ready. And when it was time to show toughness as a coach, Ryan Day was not about that life. Ryan Day was a pretender in that space. And we saw it again. So I told you all week. I told you on Monday. I told you on Tuesday. I told you on Wednesday. You get this game to the fourth quarter. This dude is not up to the task. He's not ready. He's going to fold like a cheap suit. He is not able to stand up to the test. And this is what Sharon Moore knew. I got to get him to play my game. See, because my game is to be have a grinded out affair, to make it a test of physicality, to make it a low possession game, to make him feel like, let's see who's going to run the ball the most. Because my matchup is in the box, in the trenches. I want him to play my game when his advantage is on the perimeter. What he should have done is I'm going to throw the ball up to Jeremiah Smith 35 times. Did you see him do that? No, because see, his this inferiority complex, his insecurities that play out on a year-by-year basis, they played out again. He had to come out and show you how tough he was. So I'm going to run into the strength of Michigan's defense. And you saw it out there on display. Did it work? No, it did not. See, so performance anxiety. This is Ryan Day. I got something. So his next job.
Get him, C. Ellis.
His next job. See, I already talked about it on the show.
That's what he was asking about for Lou Holtz.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
like to know where Lou Holtz is right now.
See, performance anxiety. He's gonna be Hims' next pitch man. Next pitch man for Hims is Ryan Day. He is ready, dual job. He can help with the performance enhancing pills, and he can fill in when it comes to the, the all day. Because my man, he looks like the Beijing commercial. You guys, this is something that African American men do. The Beijing hair dye. The dude could do that, or Just for Men, or any kind of dark black, pitch black, tar looking paint on your head type of hair dye. He could do that. Well, he can do that for him. We got the next job for Ryan Day, because, man, can you give me a pour out a little liquor real quick? Just a little drop.
Pour out a little liquor.
I'm doing that right now. Let me put the camera on it. See, can you see me? Can you see me pour out a little liquor for Ryan Day? I'm pouring out a little liquor for Ryan Day.
Oh, my God.
Can you see me pouring out a little liquor for Ryan Day? I'm pouring out a little liquor for Ryan Day. I'm pouring out a little liquor for Ryan Day. I'm pouring out a little liquor for Ryan Day. Right here, right now. Pour out a little liquor for Ryan Day. Give it to me one more time, man. There we go, baby. Pour out a little liquor for Ryan Day. Because I got to tell you, folks, it's over for Ryan Day right now. It is over for him in Columbus. I'm going to miss my homie Ryan Day. Can we hear that, Miz? I'm going to miss him. I'm tipping it to his memory. I'm tipping it to his memory right now. Can you play it again for me, Miz? Can you play it again? Please. I'm tipping it to his memory right now. I'm tipping it to his memory. Yeah, and I'm pointing to, come on, man. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you right now. Yes, I am. Oh, again, Miz. Again. Yeah, let me tip it to his memory. No, not again. Let me get it.
We gotta explain this to the cleaning crew, guys.
Yeah. I'm tipping it to his memory. One more time, Miz. One more time. Let me tip it to his memory. One more time. Yeah, that's right. We're going to miss you, Ryan. We're going to miss you.
For my homies.
We're going to miss you, Ryan. Ryan, we're going to miss you.
I'd like to know where Lou Holtz is right
now. We're
now.
going to miss you, Ryan. It's been so
Lou
good.
Holtz is celebrating right now.
It's been so good to have you in Columbus all this time. It's been such a pleasure to see you fail so splendidly in Columbus. It's been such a pleasure for you to make me so right. Because these last few years, certainly these last few months, the Buckeyes have been on this scam Webb train. And I've been proving them so wrong when I said, hey, fireworks are coming, and the Buckeyes and On 3, they were like, scam. And they look like idiots right now because they were all proven to be stupid, right? And because I was right. I was right about it. And then what I've been saying about Ryan Day, I've been saying for years, but I stood on the table. Early in the week. And I said, look, it's a narrow path. It's a narrow path to victory for Michigan. I get it. Ohio State is definitely the more talented team. I'm not going to sit here and fake you out on that. They are immensely talented. I believe everything that people have been. I agree with what people have been saying about how talented Ohio State is. But the tail of the tape doesn't just boil down to the talent on the field. It's also a coaching matchup. And it's not just about the X's and the O's, it's about the coaching psychology as well. And what Sharon Moore got is that this dude on the other side is just, he's one of the biggest mental midgets in the country, right? And I'm not talking about his intellect. I don't know how smart the guy is, frankly. I don't spend enough time around him to know about his acumen. I can't speak to that. I don't know how smart he is or isn't. But I know he is a mental midget when it comes to toughness because he's shown that to be the case. And Sharon got that because he said, hey, man, I was just a fill-in coach. And I punked this dude. I punked this dude as a fill-in. I punked this dude in as a part-time guy. And now I'm the full-time coach. And you gave me some time to prepare. You got to be kidding. And you saw his insecurities play out. He went out and spent all this money. I mean, everything.
$20 million.
And that's not all. You got to factor in the $20 million on the roster.
Don't forget the coaching staff.
Right. The $20 million on the roster, the $2 million for Jim Knowles,
Chip Kelly.
the $2 million for Chip Kelly. Hell, he replaced himself. Think about that. He replaced himself.
I resign play calling duty
to go get Chip Kelly. So he did that, replaced all the elements of his staff, $20 million on his roster, and you're facing a coaching staff that has been totally flipped over, a roster, an offensive roster that is totally devoid of talent, but for its offensive backfield that returns, and its tight end, but he didn't play today. So your best player on offense on this roster and your best player on defense, neither of them played today, and you still couldn't win. You still couldn't win. Think about that. Think about how insecure you must feel now, how inferior you must feel mentally. If you couldn't get it done with all of those advantages and you're at home, what does that say about you? How inadequate you are, how not up to the task you are, how all those things that you think about yourself, those are actually true. Those aren't just insecurities. If they're true, right? They're actually factual. Like, you're just not up to the job. And that's what was proven today. That's why, Miz, we're pouring out a little liquor. We're pouring out a little liquor.
Oh, here we go.
We're pouring out a little liquor.
Here we go.
Oh,
my God.
Pour out a little liquor. Pour out a little liquor for Ryan Davis. We're going to miss you, Ryan. Hey, Miz, can we tip our 42 memory?
Steve would have bought a lot cheaper drink.
Dearly departed, we say bye-bye.
Yeah, we tipping it. We tipping it to his memory. We're going to miss Ryan Day. I'm going to miss you, Ryan. You're not going to miss me, but I'm going to miss you. Because, see, the Buckeyes, they finally realized, like they do every year around this time, they realize I'm right. Like, I've been right.
Stupid, you're smart.
I've been right the last few years. For about 24 hours. Right. About 24 hours after the game the last couple of years, they'll say, oh, yeah, but he's right. And then they can't help themselves. They got to start calling me scam again because that's what they do. But they know I'm right about Ryan Day. There was no reason for this game to be close on paper, but the game's not played on paper.
Sam, can I interrupt you for a moment?
Yes, you can, Steve.
11warriors.com. Articles. Ryan Day. Quote, this is about our integrity, our character. This is before the game.
Well, I think after the game, he said it was too windy.
After the game. After Carmen, Ohio. Unacceptable loss. Unacceptable loss.
What did my man, the new AD, he came in and said, he's the best coach in the country. And it was just a few plays. You bought that. You came in spewing that garbage. Are you kidding me, Ross? I see Ross, he figured it out real quick that you got sold a bill of goods. You better go correct that quick, fast, and in a hurry, because what you'll realize is no matter who you put in there, they're going to be able to recruit at Ohio State. It's Ohio State. So I should be a consultant. Not that I want to help Ohio State. I just want to get paid. I want to get paid a consultation fee. I should get a tax write-off all this work I'm doing for the Buckeyes. Somebody owe me some money down there for all the work I've been doing.
Ross Bjork, the new first-year AD at Ohio State. You know where his former job was? Texas A&M.
Yeah, they were happy he left.
Jimbo Fisher? What was that buyout?
Yeah.
Ohio State.
Well, he doesn't have that kind of buyout.
$75 million plus or minus $75 million on the
They'll
buyout.
pay that one too. So, Sam, I just want to point something out. In the last 4 years, Ryan Day has lost to Cade McNamara and Davis Warren.
That is.
My God!
That's it. That takes some effort.
You didn't say that, Ira.
That takes some doing.
I love Davis. Davis is a great kid.
That takes some doing.
But he lost to Cade McNamara and Davis Warren.
That takes some doing.
It's pretty impressive.
I gotta tell you that this one, you would tell because he's watching his guys. Think about that scene after the game. So his guys can't take an ass whooping, right?
These fake tough guys, yeah.
Yeah, they can't take
Classless
an ass
Jack and the
whooping.
rest of them, yeah.
And you got the Fox guys. This is another thing I gotta call them out for. I'm disappointed in Gus and Joel. I'm disappointed.
I am too. I'm
this is
disappointed in Gus.
Yeah, this is they plant the flag on the field. This happens all the time. This happens all the time in rivalry games. You don't fight about it. You don't want them to plant the flag. Win the game. Win the game. That's how you answer that. But they plant the flag, and Ohio State guys want to fight. Now, what should the head coach do in this instance? Shouldn't he go and command respect from his guys and say, fellas, we lost the game. Let's go to the locker room. What does Ryan Day do? He stands to the side and he watches because he has no control. He knows they won't respond to him. They won't look to him. They won't respect that authority because they know that why would they listen to him?
Yeah.
Why would they listen to him in this moment? It's like, this dude?
No.
This dude? He's not going to even be here because, Miz, let's pour out a little liquor, Miz. Let's pour out a little liquor. Let's pour out a little liquor. No. Oh, not again. Miz, can we tip to his memory? Let's tip to his memory.
Oh, God bless you.
That's right. That's right. We're going to miss Ryan Day. We're going to miss him. That's right. Come on, man.
Brawny paper towels.
We're going to miss him.
Brawny paper towels.
Now, Buckeyes, you're going to wind up better off. Did you lose the war? Did you lose the war during the span, this portion of the war, the Ryan Day years? Sure you did. Are you going to miss out on competing for a national championship? Likely. But you're going to wind up with a better coach probably, right? So you'll live to fight another day. You'll live to fight another day.
It's about the players that can't get it out of their head, that the current undergrads in this roster know that they can't beat them even under the best of circumstances, Sam. They can't beat them under the best of circumstances. Look at Jack Sawyer. I mean, my indulging memory of this is that Jack Sawyer, who was 0-3 against Michigan before this game, and was 0-4 as a high school player against his rival high school team in Pickerington.
Wow.
Couldn't beat 4 years as a high schooler, said publicly, when I get my gold pants, I'm giving it to my mama.
Wow.
Okay.
Mama's not getting any pants.
And this dude has never won a rivalry game in his life.
But
in his life.
He made what could have been a mental breaking barrier with that interception in the end zone. He did everything he could do.
I actually feel sorry for him.
Can you feel sorry for Jack Sawyer?
I actually do, because I won't say that's about Jack Sawyer. He bet on the wrong horse. He went to play for Ryan Day.
Yeah, but he did.
Give
Jack Sawyer credit.
Right.
Yeah, he is. But we want to give Jack Sawyer credit because he really tackled the heck out of that flag after the game. He did a great job tackling that flag.
Yeah,
tough guys, tackle flag.
And they're following the lead of their coach. Attitude reflects leadership. Here's the thing. See, and maybe they'll learn, maybe Buckeyes will learn the lesson, because the common denominator, I'll say again, through all of this, all of these losses, it's been Ryan Day. The players change, and I won't say that the players haven't been tough. They showed a lack of toughness and wanting to fight after the game, but I won't say as a general rule that they don't have tough guys. Their coach lacks toughness, and that he imposes that on his team. And so when you see that common string, it's sort of like this. If you got a guy who has 7 baby mamas, and he talks about all these chicken heads, right? I got all these chicken heads on me. Is the problem the chicken heads or the chicken? It's like, it's not the chicken heads, you idiot. If you got 7 baby mamas, you're the problem. It's not them, it's you. You're the common denominator. Ryan Day is the problem.
Yes.
He is the one, he is the thread atmosphere that links all of these losses. And as you move forward, Ohio State, you are a blue blood. You are part of the aristocracy, right? So whoever you put in that role is gonna be fine. Ryan Day started thinking it was him. And see, the problem with that is, you step into that role and start thinking there are few guys who are as big as the job. Urban Meyer is as big as the job. Right? Nick Saban is as big as the job. Jim Harbaugh is as big as the job.
Yes.
Every guy isn't like that. You got to know your role. Some guys are not as big. Most guys aren't as big as the job. Most
Yes.
guys are like Stedman. Like
Yes.
Stedman with Oprah. You
Yes.
see that? Do you ever hear from
Oprah's
Stedman?
husband.
You ever hear from Stedman?
No.
He's not her husband.
No.
But you know what Stedman does?
Yes.
Stedman plays the background.
Absolutely.
Stedman steps on. All right. You know what? When Oprah needs something, okay, baby, I step up.
I'm freaking
Other than that, I play my position.
Yes.
I'm here to support you.
Know your
I'm here to
role.
represent you. Know your role. Know your position.
I'm freaking
Not about you.
I'm freaking Stedman to Sam.
It's not about you. You start thinking it's about you. You Oprah sidekick. You're not Stedman. You're actually not Stedman.
No.
You're Oprah sidekick.
No.
See, so that's
Yes.
what you needed to be, Ryan.
Yes.
You started thinking you were Coach Day. You started thinking you were up there with Urban. No, man.
Hallelujah.
No. No. You needed to be Stedman. And you didn't know that. And now you're gonna be out of job. Not that I'm sad about that.
Actually, you are kind of sad about that. We'd love to keep him
Yeah, I
around.
guess I am. One more time, Miz. One more time for the road. That's right. That's one little nigga boy.
Oh, the beer
I'm
is
gonna
flowing. For those
Can
on
we take it to his
radio,
memory?
the beer is
Sam is
going over
pouring
the
out the
casket. The beer is going over the casket
That's right.
of Ryan Day right now for those of you
Come on,
listening
man.
on radio.
Come on.
This is what's happening. Every time we
Come
play
on.
that music, the alcohol is going on the casket of
That's
Ryan
right.
Day.
That's right. We had to eulogize him today. I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss you, Ryan. You're not gonna miss me. I'm gonna
Brawny
miss you.
paper towels, man.
I'm gonna miss you. Come on. I'm so sorry that you.
Does Sherman get cheaper because they lost their guy, or is it more expensive now because they have to pay him more? I'm confused.
Shout out to Sharon Moore. This was an outstanding coaching job today. You coach circles around Ryan Day. It's not just about the X's and the O's. There's a psychological part of coaching.
That's my part. That's my point.
And he pumped this guy on the field. He got Ryan Day to play his game. That was brilliant. That was brilliant.
And the thing is, Sam, in 2022, they should have run more. In 2024, they should have passed more. It's obvious.
And the answer is he just can't get it right.
It is obvious to every community college student in Ohio what they should have done.
And that is Around the Water Cooler, brought to you by Advanced Refreshment Solutions, online at advancedrefreshments.com. Advanced Refreshments, the official hydrator of the Big 1050 WTKA. And yeah, everybody on Monday at work is going to be talking about Sam's rant and talking about Ryan Day. I don't know, maybe he won't have a job by Monday. We'll see. We'll find out. I was kind of worried for him. I had left home from watching the game. I had to pick Gracie up on my hair.
I'm not worried about Ryan Day whatsoever.
I was curious if he had lost his job on his way on my way here or not.
I am not worried about Ryan Day
I wanted to keep his job, to be honest. I wanted to keep his job. We still have more of the Retirement Income Solutions Locker Room Wrap-Up show to get to on the other side of the break. Brought to you by Retirement Income Solutions, helping to grow and preserve your wealth. Learn more at risadvisory.com. That's risadvisory.com.
You guys are clear on radio?
Sir, folks, I got to tell you, the Buckeyes are going to be in rare form throughout the week because suddenly I look at my feed. I don't see no scam web references. It's amazing. They'll be there. I'm sure they'll come after me before long. But right now, they're all going after Ryan Day.
So
they're all going after Ryan Day.
So curious. On the Eberflus scale, where is Ryan Day? Sending out too many men on a 3rd and 2,
but this gets to the point. He was choking up the stuff. I was like,
but he knew how to use timeouts, though.
That's true. He didn't eat any timeouts. That's true.
Yeah, it's like then he tried to call back-to-back timeouts.
Your feed must have been blowing up at the end of the 3rd quarter because it's a tie game going to the 4th quarter. It was like, Sam, you said make it a 4th quarter game.
A 4th quarter game. This was the scenario. Exactly.
And Sam, have you looked at the numbers in the 4th quarter, the specific numbers in the 4th quarter? What in the 4th quarter, Ohio State had, they ran 7 plays for 10 yards in the 4th quarter. Ohio State did. Michigan had, in the 4th quarter alone, they ran, 11 plays for, if you take out the knee at the end, they ran 11 plays for 57 yards and a field goal. 4th quarter was not a lot of, there was not a ton of yardage, but Michigan had all of them pretty much. It was great.
I think
it
was 130, it was about 130 or so yards for Michigan.
Take a lot of joy
the Michigan Mayor put out there.
What Michigan does,
in
terms of their confidence, that the very few guys that they had left. If you talk about who's your best offensive player, it's Colston Loveland. He's not playing in the game. Will Johnson did not play in the game. And then Donovan Edwards
goes out.
He's out in the second half. And you know what? It Doesn't matter.
Yep. That was when you consider you lose your home run threat in the game. And then when Khalil gets hobbled, you're like, man, now
How many more?
it's like,
how many more guys can go out?
Who can you put in the game now?
No.
And that defense kept answering the bell. They kept making plays, and I got to give Wink a lot of credit for the game plan. That defensive front, they own the line of scrimmage like they had to in this game. Tremendous job that Lamar did coaching that secondary up.
Oh, if you guys have not seen Lamar Morgan's tweet from about 10 minutes ago, it's a screenshot of a conversation that Amir Hall had, a text message conversation with Ohio State. And he's like, maybe you want to reconsider that decision. Look at our coaching here. And it's comparing the defensive coaching staff versus the defensive back stats.
Uh-huh.
And Amir's like, I'm good where I'm good with the opportunity I've got coming to me. Yeah, Lamar just put that one out there.
Yeah.
I love this. I love the smack talk coming from Michigan.
Even close. It's not even close. It's not even close.
They
the
played,
level of coaching.
Think about
defensively.
As we got about 20 seconds or so till we go back on the radio. But think about this as we're going back. This secondary for this game was supposed to star Rod Moore and Will Johnson. This secondary that played phenomenal in this game was supposed to star Rod Moore and Will Johnson. And those guys didn't play.
Right.
And they still got beasted. All right, stand by, guys. We're coming back on the radio.
But McCarry, when he got that pick, Rod Moore.
Rod Moore. Stand by, guys. Yep. And it is now time for the Wolverines of the game, brought to you by Wolverine Rental here on the Retirement Income Solutions Locker Room Wrap-Up Show on the Big 1050 WTKA, online at thebig1050.com. Wolverine Rental, passionately committed to providing their customers with the highest quality products, most innovative solutions, and services delivered with integrity and professionalism. You can tell they're not Buckeyes. Visit them at 5475 South State Road. Give them a call, 734-665-3223, or visit them online at wolverinerental.com. Again, integrity, professionalism, not Buckeyes. All right, guys. So I don't know if you saw Sam. You saw Sharon walking run into the stadium with the team, blowing the chef's kisses to the fans on the way in, and he was blowing those kisses on the way out too. It was a glorious day. So let's talk about those Wolverines of the game, and let's start right there. The guy, I know we've talked about it, but let's do it again. The guy flat out coached Ryan Day, and Sharon Moore earned his stripes today.
Yes, he did. Second year in a row, and when you consider, I mean, just the stakes both years were high for different reasons. Last year, they're high in a fill-in role because the national championship is on the line. It's the weight of the world on your shoulders to go out there and keep the hope for the national championship alive. And then this year, you achieved bowl eligibility, but I mean, respect for your team. They're expecting you. They were 23.5-point underdogs. People are expecting you to get wiped out, blown off the field in this game. So if you could just manage to keep this game close, they would have given you credit. But to win it when you're shorthanded going in, right? So you're already down Rod Moore heading into the season, and you're down all these guys. But now you realize for like half the season, you're down Will Johnson. Then you find out this week you're down Colston Loveland. And then in the game, you're down Donovan Edwards. You're down your core guys, the guys who helped you win this game in the past, the main guys. Most of them aren't present, but you still have the teeth of your defense and a coaching staff. You're a defensive coaching staff that has put together a masterful plan and a strategy on that side of the ball. Bend but don't break. We got an advantage in the trenches. Let's play to it. Maybe they'll make some mistakes. We'll capitalize on those. And we just got to do enough. You remember Steve Clark? I said, we just need on offense. We don't need to be a world beater. Can we have a 7-yard offense? Can we just take advantage of the opportunities? They squandered some. They squandered that one touchdown they had going in.
Yep.
But can they take advantage of enough of the opportunities like they weren't able to do against Indiana? And they did that today. That was a strategy. And the ultimate one was getting Ryan Day to play your game, to play your pace and your style. And Sharon Moore was able to do that.
Who would have imagined that Ohio State would be limited to 10 points?
All in the first half. By the way.
10. By the way, Joe Simon in our pregame show there on the countdown to kickoff talked about players stepping up, and he signified Donovan Edwards because of what he did in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're a Broadway person who goes to stage performances, you recognize this. Performing for Donovan Edwards is Makari Page in this role. Makari Page was absolutely
All right, so you, slow down. We're going through Wolverines of the game, Steve. We started with the coach. We haven't even gotten to the sides of the ball yet. Slow down. We'll get there. Relax. All right, special teams, Dominic Zavada and Tommy Doman. Tommy Doman had a booming punt that was huge, and Dominic Zavada, he should win the Groza. They should give it to him now anyway, even though he's not a finalist.
Say that?
I know we did.
Yeah.
And they're idiots, and he should win it, and he is phenomenal. And the kick early was huge, and then there's an extra point late.
Yeah, he's the offensive MVP. He's been the best offensive player all year. He's been phenomenal, and good for Tommy Doman because he struggled this year, but what an unbelievable punt he had. What was it, 68 yards or whatever it was?
I believe that's what it was.
Fantastic punt to flip field position.
Yeah, he did. The special teams did their job in
And
this
that's
one.
what we talked about. Why did Michigan beat USC? Put them inside the 5-yard line and see what they can do. And Tommy Doman got a punt that put them inside the 5-yard line. And they struggled like USC did.
All right, we'll get to the defense, Steve, in a moment. We got to end with the defense because the defense was absolutely unbelievable in this game. But offensively, obviously, the Wolverine, the game is Club Mullings. He put the team on his back when they needed a big play late. He broke free for a 27-yard gain. They needed to score early in the game, score a touchdown. He was phenomenal in this one. 32 carries, 116 yards, a touchdown, and the 27-yarder, he was hit at the line of scrimmage. He should have gotten 0.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it comes down to a guy just making a play. It's not about the perfect play call. It's about a guy transcending the play. And that's what he did right there. There was no great play design. There was no great blocking, no great execution. That was a guy with a great individual effort transcending the play and making what wound up being the game-winning play for the Wolverines when all was said and done.
So much determination, though.
I want to ask you guys before we go into break, take a couple of minutes to think about this whole thing. Is this the most impressive Michigan victory over Ohio State in the last 4 years?
All right, we'll get to that on the other side. But in the meantime, we have to get to the defense as well. So the defensive Wolverines at the game, and let's start. I mean, Makari Page set the tone. He played his best game maybe as a Wolverine.
Yeah, he was, you hate that you had to get to where they got to due to injury. But Makari going to nickel and Zeke going to corner was a revelation for this defense because that has been a huge move for this defense, or those two moves have been absolutely huge because the performance at the nickel spot has been it has been lights out, or actually it has been so much better since Makari has gone to nickel, and the performance at corner has improved dramatically as well with Zeke there. And so Makari was fantastic from the hit he laid, the legal hit he laid on Will Howard, the interception. You talk about how you expected him to play this season.
He had a pass breakup in there too.
He saved his best performance for the biggest game in his final season as a Wolverine.
This is one of those moments where you remember Mike Sanderson was almost a nobody until he took the ball away from Cade Stover in the end zone in 2022. Did Makari Page have this type of moment? Did Zeke Berry have this kind of moment that we'll talk about as if it was a foregone conclusion years later?
Yeah, and I got to shout out Lamar Morgan because to be able to move these guys around, to be able to coach them up, to move them into these positions, to give them the confidence to play with these positions, play at these positions, and especially what he was able to do with Zeke. outstanding coaching job by Lamar Morgan this season.
And obviously, what the guys in the back end are able to do is because those guys up front were beasting all game. Don't have to name them all, but we all know who the guys are. But that front four is absolutely phenomenal. That's your Wolverines of the game, brought to you by Wolverine Rental. Here's what's going to happen. The question Steve Clark asked: most impressive upset in the for the Wolverines
in the 4-year run.
In the 4-year run, and the most impressive win in the 4-year run. We're going to discuss that during the break, and we're going to discuss it on Wednesday during the midweek peak because we have one segment to get to on the other side, and then we've got to get to Michigan hockey. They're going to beat Western Michigan tonight. Lindsay, you heard that here first. Let's have the break. More of the Retirement Income Solutions Locker Room Wrap-Up Show here on the Big 1050 WTKA.
Impressive.
And just mention Lindsay Clark goes to Western, and the game is coming up. So, and she's right there.
He's been going to hockey games.
Oh, yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
I didn't know.
Wave Clark kids. Wave Clark. There you go. Clark kids are here.
Yeah. I hate to say it, but I don't see the upset coming up. I think the Wolverines.
So
wait, who's ranked higher?
Michigan is 6th. Western is 7th.
Yeah, they're about at the same. Western got them last night at their place. It's at
when
tonight.
I thought that Western won, I was like, what a huge upset. Then I went and looked at the rankings. No, they're pretty close.
Okay.
So we're gonna get to we're gonna wrap things up on the other side. Honestly, Steve, in the 4 years, is it the most impressive? In the context of it's the most unlikely, obviously by far. But is it the most impressive?
I would say
beating the living, you know what, out of in 21 was really impressive. Going down to their place and beating the living out of them was really
22
might be
the most impressive. 22 was the most impressive because it was. I mean, they went down and kicked the kick.
But there's no circumstance.
Say that the 22 was most impressive, but 2024 was the most unlikely.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, it was the most unlikely,
yeah.
and I think that this was one where I just feel like your mental advantage over the coaching staff on the other side was the most pronounced.
Yeah.
I think the other ones had a lot to do. It wasn't just it was a lot about the tactical advantage, a lot about the X's and O's as much as anything else. This was mental. This was I have completely outclassed the opposition. I have punked Ryan Day. I own him. I am in his head. I know what makes him tick. I know how to push his buttons. I know how to put him in a box and grind him up. And that's exactly what Sharon Moore did today.
But this is my point. When you beat somebody for a few years in a row in which you think you should win, it compounds.
It does.
And in 2025, it's just going to get worse.
Yeah, they'll have a new coach. They'll have a new coach.
But it still is going to get worse because it's the players that are on the field that have to deal with, we haven't won.
Yeah.
We've never beaten them. And
all right, we're back in 1 minute. So the post-game show is going to end in about a little more than that. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. It's been a huge crowd. We love having you guys join us. This has been a heck of a Saturday.
Yeah,
this is a great way to end November. Tomorrow's my dad's birthday. What a great early birthday present for my dad.
absolutely
Doesn't get a whole lot better than this. And it's been it's a great way to end the season. It's not the way we wanted it to go, but it's a great way to end the season. That's for sure. So we'll get our parting shots, very brief parting shots coming up on the radio in 30 seconds.
Ryan Day is going to get fired.
There's no question.
He's going to get fired. Just how do you think, if you think
it's how
them spending all of that money to get this result isn't going to result in the firing, I have no idea what you're watching.
How they do in the playoffs.
It's like, man, dude.
They're going to get smoked. They're going to lose.
They failed in step
They were
one
not.
of
They're
their
not
goals.
even have a home game. They're going to lose. They're going to lose to
They failed in step one of their goals.
They're going to lose on the road at an SEC team or at Notre Dame.
And if they do, then it's
all right. Stand by, guys.
Gone.
Coming back on radio. Stand by.
All right.
And you can't hear it on the video stream, but you can hear it on the radio. The tequila song is playing because it is time to celebrate because we have come to the end. That is going to do it for this edition, the final edition of the season of the Retirement Income Solutions Locker Room Wrap-Up Show right here on the Big 1050 WTKA. The final score, once again, of today's edition of The Game down in Columbus, Michigan 13, Ohio State 10. Coming up tomorrow, it's Miz and the crew on the playground at 8 a.m. here on the Big 1050 WTKA. Then on Monday, it's the final Michigan Monday of the season. It's going to be really, really fun, though. We've got Joe Simon's final verdict. We've got the monster moment of the game with Monster Cheese Service of Ann Arbor. We've got Will Heiniger. We've got the mayor of Michigan, Twitter, Scott Bell. And, of course, it is going to be an epic hour plus with Monday morning quarterback Devin Gardner coming up on Monday as well. Coming up next, Michigan's going to get their bowl assignment. We'll find out where it's going to be.
We have any early sort of
Today might have changed it. Maybe Outback Bowl now, maybe, possibly, maybe Duke's Mayo or Pinstripe or Music City. But the win today might have bumped them up to the Outback Bowl.
I don't care.
And I don't care either. We just
Ohio
we
State.
beat Michigan State too. We're excited. It's been a fun day. It's been a really fun day. This
Yeah,
party
this
is not done yet.
and the staff has to get back because they're trying to have
recruiting is going. Like it's going to go right now.
They're trying to get recruits on campus tomorrow. So be sure to tune in. We're gonna have a special edition of the Recruiting Insider tomorrow. So they're trying to one final day to take advantage of recruits on campus. So they're gonna try to get it
What's
done.
your final verdict? Impressive victory of the 4-year run.
The most impressive?
Yeah.
Oh, I agree with Sam. I think the most impressive is 2022. This was the most unlikely, and it was also the most hilarious. I'll be honest.
I like that.
It's the funniest one of all of them, too.
Answer, Ira.
It's the most hilarious.
That's why he'll
as
get
well.
fired. Because if you can't beat them this year,
You're done.
when are you gonna beat them? When are you gonna beat them if you can't beat them this year?
Once again, the final score of today's game, this latest edition of The Game, Michigan beats Ohio State 13-10. Thank you, Miz. Thank you to Sam, Steve. Thank you, Clark, for being here.
Whether you like it or don't like it, sit back and look at it.
As always,
This is the best.
go
Go
pour it out,
Sam.
Sam. Pour it out. We're out of here. We'll see you on Monday.
Go